Welcome, televiewers of DMRTV, to this section for today. This program is titled The Lay Apostolate in the Catholic Church, and we have been dealing with a Catholic Charismatic Renewal. And last time we did discuss on the Catholic Charismatic Renewal much more as a prayer group, not just as a movement in the church. We insisted that it can be placed under prayer groups, not so much as a movement in the church. And after that section, some persons got to me and they were asking questions. We have our program. It is important we reflect on that questions. One Christian actually got to me and was asking, where have our prayer groups gone to? It was a very important question. Where have our prayer groups gone to? And when he asked that question, he was concerned about the decline of our prayer groups in number. They will begin where? They will not end where? Sometimes they begin in great number, they end up very few. He asked again. And most of the time, the members or the runaway members who complain that they are busy, as if before entering the group, they never knew it was going to be demanding. Jesus says, if a man is to build a house, you have to take stock first. If you have to go out for war, you have to calculate the numbers of your army, if they are qualified to face your enemy. So I think the problem is not that we don't sit down and reflect. There are so many things. So today I want us to talk about where have our prayer groups gone to. The decline of prayer groups in number and in flavor. We'll talk about in number, of course. I've explained the reduction of members. And then in flavor is most of the prayer groups, when you go there for prayer section, it is boring. The Christians pray as if they don't have hope. They come happier than they are living. When they come, they are happy. When they leave as if they are tired. When they are supposed to be going back with joy. When they are supposed to fill themselves with hope. When they are supposed to be living the church with more faith. Believing that the person they encounter has restored them or has inspired them to see life from a different angle. What should be the cause that people come into the church or come for prayer sections, come into prayer meetings, and then they leave more heavier than they came? They are dragging their legs as if what they encounter took away their hope. So the decline of prayer groups in number and in flavor. What is happening? Where have our prayer groups gone to? That's the question. Does the renewal need renewal? It's important. So I'm not just going to be dealing here with Catholic Charismatic Renewal. Of course, it is also an issue in the Catholic Charismatic Renewal. You discover that in the Catholic Charismatic Renewal, when they begin a renewal somewhere, the number is enormous. We can't count those who enroll or those who come in up. They are only involved when they are invited to give a talk or to carry out certain activities in the group. But to be regular in their meetings, they are not there. They appear to be big guns or the experience in the church. If it is a new birth of the Pentecost or the pouring of the Holy Spirit, if we are trying to bring a new wind into the church, and if we see this renewal as a new movement in the church or the church itself in movement, if we are seeing it that way, what is happening to them? Are they also experiencing what the other groups are experiencing? Why? Does the renewal need renewal? What is actually happening to our prayer groups? Where have our prayer groups gone to? It is not like they are no longer functioning in the church. Some of them are just there trying to maintain. Few members coming in to maintain the name. Let it just be that this prayer group is found in this parish. And in certain areas and mission stations, you discover that We barely, these are actually the groups, the prayer groups that are igniting again the fire, the burning fire of faith. If they don't exist in the church, I think there is a problem. There's a problem, because just coming for mass on Sunday is not enough. We need to stir that gift, that charism that we carry. We need to stir it up, and we need to do that in those prayer groups that we have, those lay apostolate. There was need for these things so that we keep the fire burning in those different prayer groups. What is actually happening to our prayer groups? Where have our prayer groups gone to? I think there's love, the loss of the first love. To one of the messages of the angels in Revelation, they say, I know your works. I know what you are capable of doing. It says that I know in the eyes of men you are alive, but you have lost the love you have for me. The first love you had for me. The loss of the first love. Most of the time when they begin prayer groups in the church, the idea is the zeal, when especially those who come to make publicity for the prayer groups. The idea is, most of the time, the speaker might be charismatic in nature. He might convince people, and people will be excited. Sometimes they might catch the glimpse of the vision of the group, the aim of that group, the goal of the group. And once they catch